is Sheikh Ismaiel Basha, Department of Botany. Today discuss about basic concept of taxonomy. It is the second semester third unit. The first, it is a synopsis. The aim and scope of taxonomy. The primary goal of taxonomy is to recognize, characterize, and classify and name all living species based on their properties. The scope of taxonomy may be elaborated in the below points. In establishing the phylogenetic relationship, taxa exist naturally between the many groups of plants. Using nomenclature, principles, and rules, all plants are named. It has a great value in forestry because all forest trees have been named and classified. The species concept. The biological species concept defined as a species taxon, a group of organisms that can successfully interbreed and produce the fertile offsprings. According to the concept, a species integrity is maintained by interbreeding within a species as well as by reproductive barriers between organisms in different species. The four species concept in the taxonomy are accurate determination of interbreeding among the population, real extent of gene flow among the population, common occurring of intraspecific hybridization between the species of flowering plants, incapability of this concept and sexual species. The taxonomic hierarchy. The taxonomic hierarchy is the process of arranging the various into successful level of the biological classification either in a decreasing or increasing order from the kingdom to species and vice versa. Each of these levels of hierarchy is called the taxonomic category or rank. The taxonomic hierarchy are based on the several things such as the domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. First one is species. A species is often defined as the large group of organisms in which any two individuals of the appropriate sexes or mating types can produce fertile offsprings. Typically by sexual reproduction, it is the basic unit of classification and a taxonomic rank of organism as well as a unit of biodiversity. Next one is genus. Genus is a taxonomic rank used in the biological classification of living and fossil organisms as well as viruses. In the hierarchy of biological classification, genus comes above species and below families. The binomial nomenclature. The system of binomial nomenclature was introduced by Carlos Linnaeus. The multiple local names make it extremely difficult to identify any organisms globally and keep a track of the number of species. Thus, it creates a lot of confusion. According to it, each and every organism would have one scientific name which would be used by everyone to identify an organisms. This process of standardized naming is called as binomial nomenclature. All living species including plants, animals, birds and also some microbes have their own scientific names. The scientific name of the teak is present as Tectona grandis. The Tectona represent the genus and grandis represent as a particular species. The scientific name of humans is represented as a Homo sapiens. Homo represents the genus and sapiens represent the particular species. It is the taxonomic hierarchy. It is the kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Right? It is the method of giving each species as a name consisting of two words. The first name is a generic name which is the name of genus and second name is the name of species, the specific name. The genus name is written by capital letter and species name is written by smaller letter. Both names should be underlined or should be written in italic form. The rules of binomial nomenclature. The International Code of Botanical Nomenclature (ICBN) deals with the biological nomenclature of plants. These codes make sure that each organism gets a specific name and that name is globally identified. The name follows certain rules. Each scientific name has two parts, generic name and specific name or species name. The rest of the binomial nomenclature rules for writing the scientific name of the organism including following. All the scientific names of organisms are usually Latin, hence they are written in italics. There exist two parts of a name. The first word is identifies the genus and the second word identifies the species. When the name are handwritten, they are underlined or italicized if typed. This is done to specify its Latin origin. The name of this genus starts with a capital letter and the name of the species start with a small letter. And herbarium and techniques. To make herbarium there is a certain techniques that is followed. This technique involves collection, drying, poisoning, stitching, labeling and deposition. The concept of digital herbarium. In botany, a virtual herbarium is the herbarium in a digitized form. That is, it concerns a collection of digital images of preserved plants or plant parts. The virtual herbaria often are established to improve the availability of specimens to a wider audience. And next one is the Bentham and Hooker classification. It is the three types of qualification: dicotyledons, gymnosperms and monocotyledons. Bentham and Hooker classification, it is the seeded plants is three types: dicotyledonea, gymnospermae, monocotyledonea. The dicotyledonea is a three subclasses: polypetalae, gamopetalae, monocotyledonea. That the subclasses is the polypetal is a thalamiflorae, disciflorae and calciflorae. It is the suborder series and the polypetalae. And next one is the gamopetalae. It is the inferior, heteromerae, bicarpellatae. It is the series. Next one is subclass monocotyledonea, 8 series and 36 families. It is a next gymnosperms. It is the 3 families: Neitaceae, Coniferaceae and Cycadaceae. The monocotyledonea is the 7 series and 34 families. The next one is the Annonaceae family. The Annona scamosa, it is the Sitaphalam అని చెప్తాం. It is the habitat shrubs or trees and some of them are a scanded shrubs. The family is a Annonaceae. Habitat is a mesophytic. Stem herbaceous, woody stem, aerial, erect, cylindrical, branched, glabrous, green. The leaves are colline or ramal, a simple, alternate, expitulate, entire petiolate, ovate, acute, glabrous, venation, the unicostate, reticulate. Next one, inflorescences. The axillary pairs or solitary flower. The flower is a bracteate, pedicellate, completely actinomorphic, bisexual, hypogynous, spirocyclic, thalamus, elongated and cone-like. Next one, calyx. Sepals are 3: polycephalous, greenish, valvate and inferior. Next one is a corolla. The petals are 6, polypetalous in 2 rolls of each. The inner mint, the cephaloid, thick fleshy with concavity at the base of valvate. The androecium, the stamens numerous, the polyandrous spirally arranged on elongated torus. Anthers are dithecous, adnate the connective thick and produced behind anther into sterile appendage. The extros dihiscus by longitudinal slides. The gynoecium, the multicarpillary epocarpus, the superior ovary, unilacular with single ovulum, the basal presentation, style short and stigma mint. Fruit, Itario of Echinus, the seed endosperms ruminate and are embedded in the pulp. The floral formula, BR bracteate, EBRL, E bracteate, K, C, A, G. Next one is a cucurbitaceae. The Cookenia cordifolia, this is the plant. The habit, wild climbing herbaceous plant with called tendrils. The habitat mesophytic. Stem, herbaceous, aerial, weak climbing, branched, angular, solid, glabrous, green. Leaves colline and ramal alternate, simple, palmately lobed, cordate, denticulate, acute, glabrous, hairy. The tendril at the axial of leaf, expetiolate, long petiolate venation, the multi-costate reticulate, diverging type. The inflorescence, solitary and axillary. The male flower, E bracteate, pedicellate, incomplete, actinomorphic, unisexual, perigynous, pentamerous and cyclic. The calyx, the sepals 5, gamopechalous, valvate, green and superior. Corolla, petals 5, gamopetalous, imbricate, white, campanulate. Androecium, stamens 5, appear as 3, means 3 rows, 2 plus 2 plus 1, formed by the fusion of 2 pairs of stamens and 1 stamen free. The filament is slightly connate, 2 with the dithecous anthers, 1 with the monothecous anthers, dehiscence longitudinal. Gynoecium is the absent. Female flower, imbracteate, pedicellate, incomplete, actinomorphic, unisexual, pistillate, epigynous, the pentamerous and cyclic. Calyx, cephals 5, gamocephalous, valvate, green and superior. Corolla, Petals 5, gamopetalous, campanulate, imbricate, white and superior. Androecium is a absent. Gynoecium, tricarpally cynocarpus, inferior ovary, uninocular with many ovules in parietal placentation. The placentation enlarged, inducting the often meeting in center, forming the pseudoaxial placentation. Style simple or three-partite, stigma 3, the forked and feathery. Male flower formula is a BR or EBR, K5, C5 and A2 plus 2 plus 1, Gynoecium 0 is absent. The female floral formula BR, EBR, K5, C5, A0, Z3. The flower has bud. It is the third chapter. Okay, thank you.